Open real quick. All right. Here we go. Hello. Welcome back to the Anime Happy Hour podcast. Per usual, I'm joined here by my two co-hosts. I am skipping myself first. Going to be a little generous tonight. First off, we got Richie.
Hello.
Doesn't change my opinion on you, John.
I know. Second, we got Jake.
Nice.
You know, I was going to bump you up, but I wasn't going to put you first. You know?
Don't put me before Richie.
No.
I appreciate the sentiment.
And last, you got me, John. Just kind of here for the ride.
At least you remember to introduce yourself.
Yeah,
True.
If I don't put myself first, that's usually I just forget it. But in case this is your first time joining us for the Anime Happy Hour podcast, every week we get together, pour ourselves a drink, discuss the world of anime, what's going on in it, casually share our thoughts and opinions on various topics from episode to episode. Before we get too deep into the episode here, just a few warnings. We're an adult podcast. Yeah, we're an anime podcast, but we are an adult podcast. So there's going to be swearing, vulgar language, probably inappropriate
a lot
jokes.
of it.
Yeah, the whole nine. So if you don't like it, sucks to suck, and see you later.
Go somewhere else.
Yep. We also have various thoughts and our own opinions, as I'm sure all of you do. And me and Jake tend to go at it quite often. So, you know, we're used to it.
That's for sure.
If you have an opinion, go ahead and leave it in the comments. We do our best to, read, respond, and be a part of it as much as possible. So we do read your comments. Lastly, there's going to be spoilers. So here's a spoiler warning ahead of time. We talk about recent episodes from a lot of different shows. We do an in-depth breakdown of a show at the end of every podcast. So
if you don't want to be spoiled on the in-depth breakdown it says it in the title. Just don't listen to the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or listen to all of it, and then when we get to the main topic, just turn it off.
As soon as you hear top tier, steer clear, and you know it's coming. So
yeah,
there's your spoiler warning ahead of time. We'd love to hear from you guys. Any feedback we got going on, regardless of what it is. So feel free to hit us up. You can hit up our email at animehappyhourpod03. Oh, no.
Our email is
animehappyhour951@gmail.com. I read that backwards. That's my fault. You can search us up on Facebook, Anime Happy Hour Podcast, or you can check out links to our YouTube and everything else we got going on at anchor.fm/happyanimehour03. There we go. Now,
are you drunk already, John?
Working on it. Yeah, I got a lot of concoctions going tonight, so it's definitely going to be an interesting night. So
why don't you go first for drinks then?
All right.
Ooh.
Well, we'll start with the easy stuff. I got I tried these new seltzers I got from Walmart the other night. Wild Basin.
They're pretty good.
I got Richie on those when we were out golfing the other day. So, they are pretty good.
My dad just got me. They have Yetis for, I think I said this last week, maybe. They have Yetis for everything now.
Oh, yeah.
My dad just got me like a Yeti for seltzers.
Oh, like a skinny one?
Yeah. You screw off the top, put the can in, and then screw it back on.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So if you're interested in seltzers, look into it.
Yep. I got my handy dandy ranch waters because those can never go wrong. And then lastly, I made a little concoction here. My girlfriend blessed me with a brand new Ninja blender. So I made like a alcoholic slushy smoothie out of frozen wine, ice cubes, and liquor and fruit. So
interesting.
It's a real variety.
Yeah.
You got a nice spread.
Kind of wing it.
You really go all the way when it comes to your alcohol, John.
I do. Thank TikTok for that. I saw, a whole thing on TikTok about freezing wine into ice cubes, and then you can throw them in the blender and make it into like a wine smoothie or a wine slushy. So we're winging it. Oh, Richie, you're great. You're great. I always
really
forget every single time.
I really should take over.
At least, you have control. So.
I know. I just noticed it.
Me too. Well, with that, Richie, what do you got going on?
I got some. It's called Sour Peach. I think Sour. It's pretty cool. I found it in a store right by my office. Figured it'd fit right in for the aesthetic for the podcast. So why not try it?
Yeah.
It's a sour ale with peach. Pretty good.
Good. Not
I don't
too
know.
like. Sometimes they have like too much sour.
No, this is a good balance.
Good flavor.
I've only had one sour beer that I got from Ricey back in the day,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and I hate it so much I will never ever try.
Rice and
another
Dan
sour
live
thing.
and die by sours.
Yeah,
They do love that.
literally. Dan strives to find the most sour beer you can possibly find.
it's like excruciating to drink, in
Yep.
my opinion.
Some of them are good, but some of them just don't.
What the Airhead ones are really, or the Warhead ones, not the
Mhm.
Airhead ones. Those ones are
They
really
have they have Warhead
Those are-
beer or
Yeah.
drinks.
Yeah.
Forehead sours.
I
Two
might
of them
have to
are
try
solid.
that.
Two of them are like, eh.
good. Yeah, which is good enough for me
Yeah.
to buy.
Oh, if we had an
Black.
Airhead beer, whew,
That
Yeah.
would be pretty good.
damn son. Jake, what do you got going on?
So tonight, I'm doing Dos Equis.
Okay.
Classy.
You know, in my opinion, the greatest beer of all time. Since I moved to Florida, they're very hard to find. So I capitalize when I can.
Mhm.
Also, if you're a regular on the podcast, Richie's favorite beer is the Miller High Life,
Yes.
and he visited a week and a half ago, I think, right? 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, about a week and a half, 2 weeks, about that time.
So I bought a bunch of High Life for him, and then soon as he left, I had some family from Germany come in to visit, and
Oh.
they absolutely loved it.
Oh,
That's
damn.
what we want to see, dude. Let's go.
Truly
them
the
culture.
champagne of beers.
Culture.
Exactly. They just know how to make a good beer. You can't
Yeah.
if they want to sponsor us, please. I would be all about that.
Any
us an
alcoholic sponsor, this is just the go-to right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will drink until I can't, if that's what it takes.
Well, yeah, I think one of these days we should just, start at like 8 a.m, film
Oh,
at
yeah.
7 or record at 7 p.m. Just start at 8 a.m. and just see how the episode goes.
I'm telling you, when you come up here, Jake, and you come up to visit me, and Richie pops up, we'll do a live recording, and
Yeah.
we will start drinking early,
So
or we'll like do like a mid-afternoon like recording and just get sloshed in the process. And like if
that's a good
I'm
idea.
doing on like a recording on like a Saturday or a Friday, I'm all in for getting too blacked out.
I'll be in New York, guy.
New York is not that close to me, but
Everything up there is close in comparison to down here.
I mean,
Yeah, but we're
yes.
used to that. Like that's
Yeah,
fair enough.
That's your mindset. It's like, 8 hours is nothing. For us, like 4 to 6 is a long time.
Like
New York
when
City
I-
is like, yeah, probably a little over 6-ish.
Yeah.
when I went to TCU and I lived in Houston, that's like a 4-hour drive, give or take. Make that every weekend.
Yeah.
It was nothing. Just turn on like a book or something.
Yeah.
Some
Then
people are
again,
built
you
different.
guys,
I do the
You guys
Berkshires,
live in-
which I mean, that's like 3 hours. I listen to our
Berkshires
weekly
being
podcast.
where
Yeah,
you
where
guys
I'm-
are from.
Yeah. Yep.
What was I going to say? Never
We'll
mind.
make it
Let's
work.
move on.
We'll make
I'll
it work.
remember.
We got plenty of stuff to talk about today.
Yeah.
So let's
Yeah. Here, ready? I got this. Oh,
I
damn it,
took it,
Richie.
dude. As soon as
Ready
you did
for
it,
it.
I had to go for it.
I was ready for it this time. All right.
For any
Might
of
as well
you,
start
hold
it
on,
off.
hold on. For any of you just listening, what just happened was we have
Oh yeah.
visuals in a PowerPoint up to go with our topics, and John always forgets to click the next one. So Richie's taking it upon himself to start doing that. And
But
the
I
one
finally
time
remembered.
John ever remembers, Richie was there first.
It's all that matters.
Yeah. Usually I remember by the time we hit the news section. And
Yeah.
we already went through
Yeah.
a few slides.
Yeah, we skipped through a couple.
Yeah.
We just don't talk about it.
I put the great gifts in too, and I really got to get better about being on top of it. If you're not watching the visual, start watching the visual. What is this?
It's a lot more comedic effect.
Yes.
Is the
100%.
visual on Spotify now?
Yep. We do have the visual on Spotify. The video is up, so you can listen
Elite.
to the audio or video version. So,
If you're listening while driving, don't watch the visual.
Yes.
well, if you're gonna do it, be smart about it. Put it right up on the dash. And no,
We don't condone that.
We don't condone that. We don't condone bad behavior.
Unless you're in a
Yeah.
Tesla and it drives for you.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's a good point. Yeah,
very
that's
good
fair.
point. We're not that rich.
It's a little
so
bit of extra money.
None of us.
Once we get our ads going,
Uh-huh.
I won't be
Good
spending any money on a Tesla. I'll tell you that. But regardless,
All right, start us out, Jake. What we got going?
so we got a huge list.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm going to talk about.
every week it's a huge list because this season is popping off so far.
I'm going to talk about two. Besides, the obvious ones.
Mhm.
First off, Kuroko's basketball. I watched the first 2 seasons.
Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Man,
told you,
you've been
dude.
busy.
This is my 1 week off from school. I'm fucking grinding,
Good for you, man.
doing all my watching for the whole year this week.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I watched the first 2 seasons. Really good. For any of you who don't know, we're doing Haikyuu season 1 next week because John's an asshole and hasn't watched it.
Yep. pretty much.
It's very reminiscent. It is Haikyuu, but the basketball version, which I absolutely love because I've watched Haikyuu a few times, and there's always that I wish I could watch something for the first time again.
Yes.
That's what
And
this
so,
is pretty much. for
Yeah,
you.
watching Kuroko's basketball is like watching Haikyuu for the first time. I'm really enjoying it.
That's good.
Yeah, it's so similar. It's like wild, but I don't hate it. Then the next one, One Piece. I didn't watch this week's episode, but I want to talk about what it was because we talked about the great episode last week that covered chapter 1000.
This was a flash or like a.
It was a filler episode.
Yeah, which
It was
fucked
basically
up, might I say.
Yeah, it was basically I forget his name. The barrier guy. You know who I'm talking about, John, with the green hair who worships Luffy. It was basically him like retelling what has happened, or like the journey of Zoro and Sanji throughout the Wano arc. And it's like, how you gonna, and anime always does this shit, the long running ones. How you gonna have probably the best episode of the show?
Oh, hands down.
With a huge cliffhanger, and then give us a fucking recap episode the next week.
Yep.
Recap episodes are huge. Yeah.
I'm upset.
Yeah,
I don't
everybody.
often say negative things about One Piece.
It was just a fucked up,
Like I want to continue where we left off. Why do I have to wait?
Yeah, that's completely fair.
100%.
Start putting out an episode a day. Let's do this.
Just get through everything. Let's go.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, like I had that last week's episode, like I had talked about it with a few friends and stuff too. And like One Piece fans are a cult.
Yeah.
In themselves.
Oh God, yeah.
There's anyone who's listening, there's nothing I can say to dispute that.
It is what it is.
You can't talk about it.
And I don't dislike One Piece. I mean, I'm caught up. I've watched all of One Piece and I enjoy One Piece. It hasn't like what my standing has always been is like it hasn't emotionally hit me the same way certain other shows have hit me. Or like I haven't had like moments in the show that like have necessarily like made me like have reactions that other shows have for me. It doesn't discredit the show, but that being
I think
said,
it's the way you approach it, because I don't know if you've watched it like all the way through or whatever. I
mean, it was long before me and you even ever had this argument. I mean, I know. I've been watching it for years.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know. It's subjective actually, because One Piece is the most emotional I've ever been watching just a TV show.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was maybe just like the depth of other shows I've watched or like a lot of other stuff, but whether it's the fights, whether it was certain like scenes, whatever, like the newer seasons, yes, made me feel a little bit different. The one thing I will say is like the most recent episode, well, not most recent episode, not this week's episode, Last week's
Last
episode.
week's.
Yep.
10:15.
Yes. That's the one time that I actually sat there and was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's the first time I physically said that towards the show.
Dude, it like Richie doesn't know because he's still in the
when we're talking like
I just met Enaru. That's the finally know what he looks like.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Yeah.
So, but you're animation wise,
Oh,
you're
this
still
is like
in like the beginning.
90s. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I say this is coming close to Demon Slayer, this episode.
Yeah, this episode. The thing that One Piece does is they save their best animation for the most important episodes. And this shit was like it would blow your mind, Richie.
Straight up from the flashback all the way to the last part of that episode.
Yeah.
Like, and just like that's the one episode, probably the first episode since I've started watching One Piece that's actually made me physically say like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like emotionally and like visually and everything else. Like, I will say, yeah.
Damn, it was so good.
And
And I just love because the whole point was Oda wanted to make chapter 1000 like he wanted to reward us for getting to 1000.
Yeah.
And
sense.
I'm just so happy that the animators went all out for that shit.
Oh, 100%. I hope they keep the pace,
Yeah.
because this is going to be a wild fight. So it'd be dope to,
Oh yeah, it's absolute like
I think this is like
you were
one of the
kinda
first times
spoiled,
that they
John,
put
but-
like a legitimate amount of, I don't want to say gore. I don't want gore is a bad way, but like this is one of the few times that they put like, I'm not going to say who it was, but like when he was like coughing up blood
yeah.
and like
No,
dying.
they do it a lot, but I think this one they really built up to that.
Yeah, I liked like the dark red tones and like the dark theme to it, the whole episode. So
Oh man, Richie.
I'm not going to get too deep into
Look,
it, but
it'll take me a couple of years, but I'll get there.
In 5 years we'll revisit this.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so that's all the new stuff I had. Let's just jump into Shield Hero. Still not impressed.
No.
Yeah, let's just hope hopefully we get some good person-on-person fights with the ending.
I've been reading the comments like on Crunchyroll and some stuff on Twitter and you know, there's people doing what I do for One Piece. This is going to be recorded and posted forever, but I'll never admit to saying this. Even if something's bad, defending it.
Yep, you're always going to back
yeah.
it. Yep.
And so it's like it's not that bad. You guys are just blah blah blah, and it's like no, it is bad.
Yeah.
Like look at the
Pretty
first season. That was a masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
And then now, first off, the story sucks. Either the story sucks or the way they're telling it sucks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it gets much better after this arc. And we had the you guys are caught up, right?
Yeah.
We had the other heroes pop up at the end
The
of this.
scythe and the fan and the gems.
So I'm hoping that'll be the spark that needs it to get this going. The animation sucks compared to last season.
It's just lackluster.
Completely agree. Yeah.
Yeah, lazy.
Yep.
It's the biggest disappointment of the season by far.
Oh, 100%. I mean, we talk about it every week. Like that was one of the hyped up shows coming into this season. That
We
Spy
waited
Family,
years for that
Yep.
shit.
Yeah. Maybe we should wait till it's good to talk about it. And we just won't talk about it this season.
Yeah. It might be that actually. Well, we might as well hit it. Spy Family, baby.
Yeah,
A very elegant episode, if I say so.
very
myself.
elegant.
Elegant, very elegant.
That was amazing. It was a great episode.
Don't worry,
I
we
really
planned for
like-
this.
I really liked watching this in sub because of the way he said elegant.
Yeah.
Yes.
It just
it's
made
amazing.
it that much more funny.
Eleganto.
Yeah,
Oh my god, the pronunciation was amazing.
dude, I love.
There were like 7 changes of clothes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Don't worry,
mean,
we planned
it's
for
like
this.
comical and all that. And Lloyd's just doing his mission, but I really liked the moment where he like broke the table.
Yeah.
And it's like, Lloyd's a real man. Regardless of whether it's a real family or not, you don't talk shit about a man's family.
Nope.
Yeah, exactly.
And it
And
was very elegant the way he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great threat. I love that. That was like a perfect threat.
Yeah,
I like the
sorry,
way-
there was a mosquito.
Yeah. I love the fact that like even like the way they ended it with like the other deans and stuff, like they at least like backed him and was
Yeah.
like, no, you're
That was
being a
nice.
dick. Like, made it happen.
Yeah.
I think this was a very well, I mean, they're all well done at this point. They're all
Yeah.
really well done episodes. But like this one, it definitely I was a fan of too. So not too much to get into, but to nobody's
again-
surprise. Yeah.
Mommy Yor never fails.
Nope.
Yes. Like a couple of jabs done. That's all. That's all
Mhm.
she used to put you to sleep.
Shikamori's not just a cutie.
So I was thinking about what we were going to talk about this episode.
Mm-hmm.
I thought at one point we were going to be able to talk about Shikamori in that scandalous bikini.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought we were gonna get that at the same. Yeah, maybe next.
I think,
episode.
Yeah, maybe next week.
there'll be a beach episode at some point, or a river episode.
river
sorry.
episode or whatever they're doing.
It's I'm really starting to like. I didn't like it at first. I'm really starting to like. Shikamori is a wonderful woman. We should all strive to be a man worthy of her.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
still don't think she is the waifu of the year. Yeah, Marion is.
Yeah.
She'll have to do a lot to pass.
She's
her.
definitely on the top 5 fish list.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
up there for sure.
Yeah, I would put Marin and Yor in front of her, and then I don't know if I could put anyone else above her right now.
Yeah.
For
I
the
think
year.
that's the ranking for me as well.
Yeah.
But
But
use mom.
oh, hold on. Let me get to that in a sec. But I am really liking how like pure you and her
Their relationship.
is.
Yep.
Yeah. It's very innocent.
Yeah. And it's like sweet.
Yes.
Yeah. It's natural. It's not like it's not like a forced like. I do like the little bit of backstory they got in there too, to an
Mhm.
extent. I mean, they tease it in the opening a lot. Like, there's a lot of like darker aspects that they tease in the opening, like some issues that they all had growing up or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're going to get a little bit more deep into the Shikamori at one point.
Oh, for
I would
sure.
imagine so, yeah.
Yeah, all we know about is the brother, and we've met like twice.
I like
Tell
his
her to shut
character
up.
too. I mean, the few like scenes he has, but
I like how this is real small, but like I'm a night person.
Mhm.
So like if I don't have like school or work or anything, I'm waking up at 5 p.m. and going to sleep at like 8 in the morning.
Yep.
So I just thought it was funny how at the end when she was like making a lot of noise and he pops in like, it's the middle of the night. Why are you making so much noise? He's just fully clothed.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was very natural for him to be fully clothed at that time.
Yeah. Did you guys watch the after credits?
Yes.
Mm.
Oh my God. What
John?
a scene. We can't talk about it. He's got to watch it.
No, I'm going to tell him what it
No,
is.
go ahead.
but I'm disappointed, John. You're all about Yu's mom. You didn't even watch the post credits.
It was all, yeah.
Usually I can tell by like clicking the screen and I like know there's an extra part at the end, but I must not have noticed.
You just got to check every episode.
I know.
You should.
Usually I'm pretty good about it, but I must not have noticed.
It was just a cooking class that Shikamori and Yu's mom went to together.
Oh, 100%.
But it was
I'm in. I'm going to
basically
watch it after
Yu's
this.
mom flirting with her the whole time.
Oh, I'm all
Yeah,
in.
it was-
I'm all
yeah.
in. That's all you had to say.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
No, I mean, I'm definitely a fan of this. But one that I really haven't enjoyed too much, a couple of Kukos.
I haven't watched it yet.
It's okay.
It's okay. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what I was expecting. I don't know if I was expecting more than,
Mhm.
I don't know. I think the way that they handle like the comedic relief is a little too extra.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very cringy, honestly, that
Yeah,
first episode.
Yeah. But even the second episode is just as bad. I don't know if you watched the second episode, but
Yeah, no, I did watch the second episode as well.
like,
It's a lot of the family dynamics are pretty weird.
yeah.
And
I mean, it has
it-
its cute moments. Like,
yeah.
it's moments that like slice of life is gonna have, but I think like other than those like one or two shining moments here or there, like it kind of falls short.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it has. Yeah, like it's like a 10-second clip per episode.
Yeah,
Which is
you
really
get like
good.
you get like 1-2 clips tops.
Yeah.
You know, like the fight scene in the first one where like he stood up
Yes.
for her. And then the second episode where she like
Where
with
she
the
runs
parents.
out, or she runs
Yeah.
away and is like on the bridge and everything.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. But I mean, we got a big teaser for next week. They got a house.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see what happens.
They get stuck in a house together, so
Yeah, like
they're all in a house.
Classic girlfriend. What a show.
Mm-hmm. Birdie Wing.
Pretty good.
We're getting a little bit deeper into the underground scene to an extent.
I'll get to it later. The underground scene was kind of cool, but the ending was what did it for me. So about the underground, the snake chick.
Yeah.
Usually I'm into that type of character. So like vampires and stuff. I dig the teeth.
You gotta wait. Can I pause you 2 seconds? Tell
Yeah.
me, I don't know if you remember this, but the old Scooby-Doo. Do you remember the old?
Oh my god, you're talking about the Australian one, like where they're in Australia
with the three like
vampires?
vampire chicks that were like the rock stars in like the really old Scooby-Doo cartoon.
I remember what you're talking about, but not.
That's
in
all she
detail.
gave me vibes of was the adult version.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
I'm
I didn't
gonna
watch
have to
this
pull up
week's
the picture.
episode for you guys' reference.
Okay.
John, how'd you feel about that golf course?
Wild golf course.
Would you want something like that?
That'd be so sick to be able to walk out in my backyard. Not even backyard, but like Richie, it's pretty much just like an ever-changing golf course. Like it's all on like rollers, like rich people shit.
So you haven't seen it yet, Richie?
No, I haven't seen this week's episode. This was the one show I didn't watch this week.
It's all customizable golf course. It's a randomized hole.
Yeah.
And so like they use it in the underground area or whatever, like the super rich people or whatever, and place bets, and it's just like a randomized hole.
Like it's one hole.
Cool.
It's one hole.
Yeah, but just like constantly
you can change it around to where you could play 18 on it and get a completely different hole
every time.
That's really cool. I would be all about that.
They like flood the area with like water or like some crazy shit.
Was it Viper?
Yeah.
The whole scent thing kind of threw me off. I mean, I get what they were doing for it, but
I get they were trying. It was like I get that it wasn't like it was nice that it wasn't like crazy unrealistic. It like set her off just enough to where like when you swing a club the exact same way thousands of times, you get used to that same way. But like if you get set off just by a like slight, half an inch, then
I know. I was just disappointed because they built it up like it was going to be some super cool thing, and it's just like she wears a certain perfume.
Yeah.
The ending was what I'm locked into the story now because I love the ending
between Claire and what's your
Aoi.
Yep.
The Eve missing her and her being super upset and calling her a liar and stuff. And now I just want to see what happens next.
Yeah, but I mean, she saw the golf ball. She knew.
Yeah, I know, but she was still super upset.
She was still pissed. She was like happy but mad at the same time.
Now she's going back to Japan. So is Eve going to go to Japan to like meet her? I don't know what's going to happen.
Or maybe I'm diving down a rabbit hole here. She gets in deep with the underground stuff to be able to afford to go see her.
Yeah.
Like they make her do this stuff for them so that she can get a plane ticket to get, that's why she had to compete in this whole thing in the first place, was because they got her into the tournament to play with her in the first place. So I think she's going to dive deep into the underground scene just to be able to have a chance to play with her again.
I talked about it last week. I'm still really fucking pissed that they messed with that game, the end of that game.
That's brutal. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was fucked.
It's like that was such an honest game, and you see Eve having fun playing golf for the first time ever.
Yep.
And you ruined it.
I mean, like I don't want to say I get why they did it, but like
I know
they
I
kind of
100% get
elaborate-
why they did it, but I
they
just think it's
elaborate on it
super
a little
shitty.
bit in the newest episode, but
Yeah.
still fucked up.
Yeah, it pisses me
no,
off.
it's bullshit.
One show, I don't know if I think I talked to you about this, Richie, the other day.
I did watch it before.
You
I
did
listened
watch
to
it?
the show. I think The Last Summoner.
Yeah.
Yes, I did watch it. You were the first second when it plays that like the intro where it's like them on the whatever they call it, where like the painters would be not an easel, but
Yeah.
it's just like, yep, I know who exactly.
You know exactly who animate. Have you seen anything about this, Jake?
No, never even heard
It's
of
the
it.
it's the animators behind Daily Life of Immortal King.
Oh,
It's the
really?
same studios behind it. Yeah.
Is it on Crunchyroll?
Yep.
Episodes 1 and
Chinese-
2 got posted.
Chinese
Yeah.
anime?
Yep.
Yep.
I think it's like,
okay.
yeah, I think it's all right. I think it's comedic enough, but like
Yeah.
I think it has some really shining, like beautiful moments to it too. Like
There's
I
also a
think
good
the art-
air of mystery as well. Like you don't know
Yeah.
what's gonna happen next. Like you can never know. Anything can happen in each episode.
I do
Yeah.
like the little like spirit character. That's like I like her character.
She is really funny.
Yeah.
The transformation's hilarious.
Oh, hilarious.
Like her small form is amazing.
Have you guys seen The King's Avatar?
No.
All right. Just making a note of that.
Quick
Um,
sideline.
Skeleton Knight.
Really good.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's keeping its hit. Yeah.
It's not like a great show, but it's really enjoyable to watch.
It's what I expected it to be.
Yeah, I like we're getting more of is it Ariane? What's the elf's name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ariane.
Yeah.
I don't know what you say.
I
We
like
got
how we're getting
ninjas,
more
too.
of her. And
that was
no,
really
not
ninja.
just ninja, fluffy eared ninjas.
Fluffy ear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or furry eared ninjas.
Yeah.
You gotta have some furry ninjas. That's not a good fantasy show without
Yeah.
Without furries. Yep.
it.
I like how at the end I thought it was kind of cheesy how the
He was
I
like,
literally just watched the episode. I forgot the male elf's name.
oh yeah, I
um,
can't. Yeah. No.
I thought it was a little cheesy. I don't like it when shows do this, but for the point of him not being that important of a character,
Mhm.
I get it. Just him like completely not being on board with Ark in the beginning, and then by the end, you know, he's all on. Like,
Oh yeah.
Ark is my
Yeah.
best friend. I trust him with my life type deal. I hate when they do that, but whatever. I
He's
did
a very
think it was a
generic
funny
character.
Yeah,
You know,
I did
throughout
think it
the-
was funny how he's like they'll have no problem sneaking in, and then he just blows up the top of the,
Yeah.
the castle.
That's what I was. Yeah, that's where I was going with it. You want to know why I know he's not going to really be any premise to this show? It's funny, the small things I notice. But as soon as a fight scene happens, he just has a generic sword.
Ooh, that'll do
Ark
it.
does.
No, the other elf.
That
dude.
male elf.
Oh yeah,
It's just like a generic, like straight sword type thing. You know,
Once you get put with a regular straight sword,
Straight sword,
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
You aren't important. Sorry, buddy.
yeah, 100%.
yeah.
I don't know. That's just like.
That's
I really
true.
thought it was funny him eating in the alleyway. I thought that was hilarious because you can't like
Yeah.
eat around them, so he's
Yeah.
just like scarfing down food. Like imagine you turn the corner and you just see like the guy
Yeah, I
pop
was
up
like
and it's
waiting
just a
for one of them to
skeleton
show
head.
up. Like,
Yeah,
I've been thinking they'd be much more inclined to trust him right away if he showed his face because they hate humans. They don't hate whatever the fuck he is.
yeah. I guess like you said, he's just worried.
I mean,
they'll think
unless
a
he's like
monster and kill
that
him.
different,
Yeah,
you know. in that
Well,
type-
the only thing would be is I think he'd be fine if there's no other like skeleton people in the world, but if there is a race of skeleton people and they're bad guys,
Yeah.
that might be a problem.
yeah. There probably is. Just
yeah,
Yeah,
usually
fair
they
enough.
are.
probably is.
They
We'll probably
usually-
encounter that later.
Yeah.
Um.
We can talk about Tomodachi Game. I think
Yeah.
episode
Are
4.
you both caught up?
Yeah. It kind of doesn't grasp me the way that I want it to anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, just like I kind of like just meh through the show at this point.
Interesting. I complained a lot last week. Me and Richie talked about it a lot too, about
Mhm.
revealing who the traitor is.
Yeah.
And I after this most recent episode, I'm actually glad they did because I really liked how they handled it. Now you're like in on what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout the episode, I was thinking to myself, what the fuck is it Aoishi?
Yeah, that's the like the good
Main character?
the poor guy, the good guy.
Like,
Quote,
I was
unquote.
like, what the fuck is Aoishi doing? Like, he's just sitting here letting all this shit happen, and then at the end, you know, you get that thing, and then his smile, and you're like, oh shit, now it's gonna pop off.
Yeah, it's interesting to see things from another character's perspective for like the entire episode, because like we didn't really get anything about what anyone else was thinking except for the traitor whose name I forget.
Who gives a shit?
You want to know? Me and Richie kind of talked about this the other day. It gives me way too much like Platinum End vibes.
The
animation style is like very much just like
I'm getting PTSD from that show.
Is it the same studio?
It might be.
I don't know.
It wouldn't surprise me. I don't look too deep into it, but just like even like the character design, kind of just like the same way. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's not bad. I don't dislike it. I don't know. I felt like I was like more deep into it early on than I am, you know. It's
I'm
not one of the
to
shows
see what'll
that
happen.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's going, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
You want to know what I did catch up on though, Jake? Trapped in a Dating Sim.
Oh, okay. I was waiting.
Here we go.
This is my favorite show of the season.
This show is hilarious. I love this show.
I don't think it's bad. I mean, I get where you were coming from as far as like the Mech was concerned. Like it's Mech, but not.
It's like it doesn't take itself seriously at all.
Yeah.
It's like it's almost Mech that makes fun of Mech.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got the massive one. Like, how are you gonna beat him?
I just really like the way the story's playing. You guys are caught up most recent episode.
Yep.
Yes.
I just really like how the story's playing out, dude. It's like nothing is working out for him, but at the same time, like he can't fucking get out of this game. Like this most recent episode, he tries to fucking leave, and they're like, "All right, we're gonna promote you 6 levels. You're stuck here now." And he's like, "Shit."
Like now I actually have to find.
My favorite scene is still like when he volunteers himself, and he's just like, I just hate these guys. Like, fuck these guys. Like, it's like the look on his face was like, I just really don't like these guys. Like, knowing that he like went through the pain of playing through this game and dealt with it for so long.
I think it's hilarious just imagining just like playing through this horribly written dating game as the female main character and having to put up with all these dudes. Like, as a dude, we know what guys are assholes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it pisses you off even more. And so having to deal with these dudes in the game and then them being completely the same and in person now that he's living there. I think it's hilarious how this whole thing was. I just want to shit on these guys and then go do my own thing, like get out of here. And then now he did shit on them, ruin their lives essentially. He might have made their lives better. Honestly,
it probably will turn out better for
the little narration at the end, but and then now he's stuck back in that school and everyone hates him because of what he was doing when he thought he was going to get out.
Now he really has to deal with the consequences of his actions, because before it wouldn't have mattered because it didn't matter, he was leaving, but now he's got to deal with everyone. I did like I forget the antagonist, like the female antagonist, I forget her name, but when she just like sassed his mom.
Marie
was
Aria.
Well, no, the one,
it's Marie,
the Duke's daughter. The Duke, like from the game.
Angelica?
Yes. When she like harassed and made like essentially put the mother straight, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Who are you? Oh yeah. Whoops. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I mean, the last one I got is Love After World Domination.
Love After World Domination.
Still holding me in.
This episode was okay at best, I think.
I think it was one of the weaker episodes, but I did enjoy it. There's a lot of not great anime this season, but really enjoyable anime.
Yes.
I mean, I kind of like the dynamic with the pink gelato chick.
I do too, but I just think, there were some really cringy moments.
Oh yeah. I mean, this show is full of cringy moments.
I know,
but
I don't know. I'm liking how we're getting more into like Fudo is Fudo,
Yes.
I like how we're learning more and more each episode about Decimi.
Yeah. Fudo's very one-sided.
Yeah, he's not going to change much.
Yeah, he doesn't have much depth to him.
Mm.
And he's just obsessed with her. So, like...
Yeah. I did like the whole, Decimi versus Pink Gelato. I forget her name, Haru something. I thought it was kind of lame, but at the same time, it was a really good character moment for Decimi.
Yeah.
Yes. For sure.
I like that, really cool.
That like alley scene as well, where she like saves her.
Yeah.
Or Decimi saves her, yeah.
I mean, yeah. It's still an enjoyable watch. I'm still a fan.
Yeah, I still am gonna watch it. This was just like Jake said, one of the weaker episodes.
I think Culverin Bear is the best character just because he's so fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is absurd. He's the classic like monster from the Power Rangers. He's just like
it's
absurd.
Like every time there's a I forget the evil organization's name. Every time they attack, it's just him blowing shit up first, like oh,
you will lose this time.
Yeah, and then he just gets his ass beat immediately.
Just the typical fucking like Power Rangers villain.
Yeah. Big guns and fucking no brains.
No, none at all.
So the last show I want to talk about is Aoishi Awashi.
It's the one show I haven't caught up on.
I haven't watched it still.
It's I really like this most recent episode. It's as someone who played sports, it's all about like this past episode's all about dealing with adversity, like your mental strength while playing sports, and someone who grew up playing sports. It was just I quit playing sports like a long time ago, but it kind of makes me miss it.
Yeah. The nostalgia of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched a lot of sports anime over the last few weeks. Yeah. We've had a lot of sports anime come out in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
And it for some reason got me to buy a new pair of basketball shoes and a basketball. Like I'm actually gonna go out and play still. Yeah. Like I can still run like I did in high school.
Those days are long behind me, buddy.
You and me both. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why they're still not cracked on my dining room table.
Yeah.
But I like that show. I mean, I gotta watch. I think the most recent episode, but
it's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's not like the greatest sports anime of all time, but it's really fun to watch, and it's it's hitting me in my nostalgia.
Yeah.
Granted, I only played 1 year of soccer, and that's just because I had nothing better to do, and I was basically. So here's what I was my senior year, I was an all-state linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
So the coach put me on the soccer team, and I didn't know how to do anything with my feet, but I would just go in because we had really good freshmen, but they were really small. So whenever someone else would be fucking around with the freshmen who were trying to score, I'd just go in and take them out. And that was just really
great method.
It was just really good, Yeah, exactly. And so I'm waiting for one of those players that I can relate to.
Fair enough. Richie, you got anything else you want to cover?
I've been keeping up with Aharon-san. Pretty good still. Nice wholesome show.
Okay.
Nothing's too crazy. It's like I've been pretty calm.
What is it? Aharon-san?
Yeah, Aharon-san.
Have we talked about it before?
Me and John both watched I think episode 1, and I don't know if you've kept up with it since then, John.
No.
Yeah, it's been okay. It's nothing great. So it's I don't know what I'm doing, but it's pretty boring compared to most of the other shows. Nothing crazy going on.
Oh, I watched the first 2. Yeah, I mean it's simple. It's not like somewhat mindless.
I like the animation though. I think it's pretty funny.
It's cute. It's a cute show. It's the one we did talk about it, Jake. It was the chick who like doesn't really.
Oh, the stalker. Yeah. The chick
like,
you
the
can't
little
hear
girl
her.
who like doesn't speak, and pretty much she's like very, very quiet in the way she talks, and she gets sat next to like the kid who doesn't have friends, and then they like get this whole like friendship dynamic going.
Interesting.
He like spends like episodes trying to figure out ways to like get her to like voice like louder. So he'd like bring all these things in so they could communicate properly. Like there's a few funny parts of like messenger pigeons or like
they started rapping with each other and it was really funny.
She like saw like a DVD or like a CD in like a music store, and then next thing, but like she doesn't actually say any words. Like when she raps, she like goes with the beat and just like, but has no words coming out of her mouth.
Yeah, it's like a mumble. It's kind of interesting.
It's cute. It's funny. It's a slice of life.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right.
The other show was The Greatest Demon Lord Reincarnated as Typical Nobody. That was a pretty good episode this week. Very horror-esque. Of the succubus trying to steal his first time.
Let me ask you this, Richie, because you're caught up on it, right?
Yes.
I stopped watching after 10 minutes into the first episode.
Okay.
Should I pick it back up?
Give me another couple episodes. Okay. I think the jury's still out. It's again, it's okay. It's nothing. It's just an isekai. Like it's nothing crazy. Nothing new has happened. Yeah, like anything unique. It's just
typical. I saw an interview from the voice actor, so I figured it was doing well in Japan.
It's pretty decent. I can see why it would do well. It's very suggestive humor as well for some parts. Because I mean, one of the party members is a succubus, so there's all about those jokes.
Well, okay,
yeah, fair enough.
Got to have one in every party.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been okay. Yeah, I'll let you know in a few weeks if it's still good.
Solid.
But that does it for me as well.
Well, with that, we do have one other show, but we'll touch upon it later.
That was a really long weekly episodes update section.
Well, we have a lot of weekly episodes at this point.
This is probably the most shows I've watched concurrently.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh god,
I usually fall off a few.
Yeah, I usually fall off to about one or two.
Yeah,
it's happened.
And apparently, week. All I see on the internet is that the summer season is going to be stronger than the spring season. So
our episodes are just going to keep getting longer and longer. That's all.
See. We will see. All
right, but I'll take it over. It's the news. We'll go back to the news section with good old Richie.
Who?
Richie. You know, did I stumble or mutter?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I know. First up on the news, one of the 3 movies being co-produced by Netflix this year got some new information over the last week. It is being directed by Tomotaka Shibayama, who directed A Whisker Away, and is set to release in 2024. Just a few years away.
Yeah.
Netflix is making moves with the release of a new movie last week called Bubble, which is a parkour movie that has been making some waves. I know you watched this, John.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of...
Oh, whoops.
Jeez, Richie, it's almost like you're like me.
Yeah.
Pass it back.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So we didn't get too much information on the 3 movies that are coming out. We just kind of got like the studios behind them. I don't even think that there was names. I don't know. I didn't see too much.
I don't believe so. I didn't see any names or anything get announced.
No, but they do have 3 movies that are coming out with the same studios. As far as Bubble's concerned, I think everybody kind of had the same reaction. It had some very beautiful moments. Some of the animation moments were really well done, but the plot was very lackluster. And it really didn't like hold you well enough to like validate, 2 hours of my time. Like it definitely had some good moments. And the funny part is it's like every moment that people relate to in this movie are like the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Oof. That's kind of bad.
Like there's like 1 or 2 scenes later on in the movie, but like anytime somebody like talks about like cool aspects, it's like the first 10 minutes. I mean, I like the idea. I just don't know how well I don't think that they really
executed.
Yeah, very well on it. Jake, did you see anything on this?
I didn't. I know you guys were hyped for it a couple weeks ago before it came out. So
yeah, I was looking forward to it.
One thing I will say is they did a good job at like explaining why. Well, sort of. They didn't explain why anything happened, but they explained what happened and like the process of why Tokyo was the way Tokyo was. You don't really have any answers to why the bubble was the bubble, but like they explained that like all around the world, bubbles just randomly started falling from the sky one day, everywhere, and then eventually, like around Tokyo center, they all came together and made this one giant bubble all the way around Tokyo center, and they like slowly started to like pop and build up in like water. So like Tokyo slowly became like underwater to an extent. So like all these like high rises and stuff are like halfway up are like just completely underwater.
Gotcha.
And so like everybody evacuated from like the center of Tokyo, but all these like stray kids and stuff like yeah, there you go.
There's a shout out.
They kind of like snuck into like that zone and like started living in that bubble area, even though it's crossed off by like the military. And they ended up just becoming like parkour type kids. And like they do these competitions to where like that's how you get supplies. So like food or batteries or like all these like supplies that you need to survive. They do like these parkour matches to, whoever wins gets like a chunk of their supplies or whatever. And I like follows this one kid who's like crazy good at like parkour. And, but like he kind of goes off on his own and stuff. And he can hear the bubbles. He's the only person who knows how to like traverse the bubbles. Cause like when you land on them, it sends you like a specific way. So like somebody tries like bouncing on one and then like ends up like in a pit.
Oh, okay.
And like he's the only one who can traverse them properly in this crazy thing. So I guess they like make a noise and a sound, a music. I don't know. It was cool. The animation was all right, but I don't think the plot did it justice.
Yeah, your explanation just bored the shit out of me.
Yeah, that was kind of
That's kind of just where everybody stood on it. Everybody loved how well it looked, but fell off as far as story is concerned.
No, that's good. Well, at least now maybe not have to watch it. But next up on the news.
Don't worry, I'm not picking it for my movie choice.
That's good to hear. I already, spoilers for our visual learners, our visual watchers. Jesus Christ, I'm dumb today. Wood Studios revealed a special visual for the upcoming 10th anniversary exhibition with characters such as Anya and Boji, which you can see front and center.
Yep, the boys.
And, it's nice to see these people.
What are the other characters?
Well, the top one is like in the blue. That's the guy from Bubble, the kid from Bubble.
That's what it looks like.
The parkour guy. The one on the right is Eve, right? Eve, I want to say from. It was one of the last season or the season before.
Was it the
Florette
Vivi's
Florette or something like that?
Yeah.
Which was, it got pretty good.
People really enjoyed that show.
I don't know where the other few are from.
I do not know. Maybe it's upcoming shows. Who knows? Or shows that have been like on the wayside.
Me too. I don't know.
The upside down guy just kind of reminds me of Lupin.
Yeah, that's what I thought at first, but then it's way too young.
Yeah.
All right. Next up on the news, the Sailor Moon movie release
hold
date.
on. Sorry, Richie.
Okay.
I correct myself. Lupin.
yes.
I hate
Very important. The Sailor Moon movie release date has been announced. It's going to be a 2-part movie animated by Toei Animation and Studio Dean. Part 1 is supposed to be releasing the summer of 2023, and information on part 2 in the future. It's supposed to wrap up the story, from what I understand. This is going to be the finale.
So the show didn't finish?
I guess not.
Yeah.
They did like a subsequent series. So like all I can like visually remember is like the 90s show.
Yeah, I've never seen anything.
Like that's all I remember. But I think they did come out with spinoffs over the last 20 something years at this point. But I can't like recall any of the spinoffs. Nothing that really grasped my interest enough. I do remember the 90s stuff, but the trailer looked all right. So Toei is handling it, so at least it's a big name studio handling the animation.
Speaking of Toei, I'm still available for that cybersecurity position.
Yep.
Hire me up. Man. Yeah, exactly.
He just needs to be available a few times a week to record. So,
Yeah, I mean, I have priorities.
Yeah,
but
exactly. Yeah.
I'm willing in my off time to help you out.
Yeah, exactly. Next up in the news, the Tunnel to Summer, the Exit of Goodbyes movie released a teaser trailer. It is due to release September 9th in Japan.
Okay, so have either of you seen this trailer?
Nope.
No.
I think watching the trailer confused me more. Like, it didn't give you much detail other than the fact that like her and this like kid kind of like went into this tunnel when they were younger. Something happened, and then they like grew up, went their separate ways, and then they like talked about like going back later on. Like, it wasn't like a horror or like, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't really get much detail. They just said like they wanted to like relive that moment together again. So I have no clue.
Yeah, who knows what happened? You gotta wait to see the movie to figure it out.
Because I saw like a clip on this, or like a article or something, and then I was like, maybe I'll check out the trailer, because it kind of just showed up in my For You on like YouTube. So I watched it, and it just confused me even more. So animation looks, it looks beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, from this visual alone, it looks pretty good. I don't know if it's like fan art or anything like that, but next up on the news, the legendary Hero is Dead anime adaptation is being released 2023. I don't know anything about this. This looks hilarious.
Me neither.
This being the title, it sounds hilarious.
The legendary hero is dead. It looks like an isekai. I'm gonna give it a shot.
Oh yeah, easily.
This was we kind of I brought up the list like a few months ago at this point, but this was on one of the lists of like manga that people wanted in the next like batch to be made into anime.
Yeah.
So I guess it made its way, but this is like one of the top 10 or 15 that like everybody wanted to like come into the anime realm. So
well, let's hope they do it justice.
Exactly.
Yeah. It definitely looks funny. Just carry. I don't know if they're just going to carry around a coffin, but I'm excited. I'm interested to see how it goes. So,
all right. Next up in the news, My Hero Academia revealed an event visual for the upcoming Hero Fest 2022. The event is taking place on July 24th. This looks pretty cool.
What the hell is Hero Fest?
Hero Fest, or whatever how you say it.
So like is it like a
I think it's just where they talk all about My Hero stuff for the day.
Yeah. So it's like an anime con in real life.
It's put on by the studios. It's going to be like a virtual thing.
Yeah.
They kind of like,
but it's not like a new season or a movie. It's
they did one of these. So they released remember when they did like that big like music concert thing? That was kind of like went subsequent with like their Hero Fest of a few years ago or whatever. But it's cool. They're kind of like, they get like fan questions, and like, the studio talks to like, fans and everything that they got coming up for like the manga and the anime and everything else is concerned. So
yeah, I'm sure they'll talk about the new season and if there's like another movie or
2 months behind in the manga, but it's like getting towards the end, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I believe so.
Wrapping it up. You got the giant Mech All Might in the background.
Oh geez. I just can't get away from it.
No, Mech is everywhere, man.
Hey, one of your favorite shows of the season has it, so don't come back.
Well, I wouldn't consider it Mech, dude.
It's not a Mech show.
It has Mech in it. All I said was there's a My Hero Mech in the background. And, I can't get away from it. But you're watching a show that has it, so don't.
Yeah, I was also forced to watch a show that has robots in it. All I'm saying is, and even in Birdie Wing, they had the Gundam action figure. All I'm saying is, the past few weeks, everything I see has a fucking robot in it.
Yeah.
Robots, man. They've taken over the world.
Yeah. 2022, baby.
All right. Next up, a studio bind. The studios behind Mushoku Tensei announced their second ever anime series. It's a gender bender show where a boy turns into a girl. The show is called Onimai, Onamai. I saw a lot of people. I saw that when this got announced. I didn't look too much further into it.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch the trailer. I don't know too much on it. I mean, I've seen it circulating a lot recently, but that's about all I know. Figured I'd put it up there.
Definitely newsworthy to talk about. If it's their second ever, anime.
Yeah.
I haven't even heard of it.
Animation looks all right.
Dude, all I do is look at anime news on fucking Twitter and stuff and Facebook, and I don't know half the news you always come up with.
You're following the wrong sources.
Obviously.
Anime Senpai.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I watch I think I follow like Anime Corner, it is, or something like that.
Anime Corner News. Yep. I got them. And then Anime Senpai is another one that actually has a pretty good amount on it. So
yeah.
Next up, the opening sequence for Shikimori is Not Just a Cutie hit over 1 million views on the anime's YouTube channel last week. Wow, it seems about right.
Yeah,
it's a big show.
Yeah. I mean, I like the opening.
I don't think it's even close to top tier for this season.
No, but I mean, it's not bad.
The only good thing to come out of Shield Hero this season is the opening.
Yeah, I honestly like their outro better than their intro in Shikimori.
Really?
No, in Shikimori.
Shikimori? Yeah. The outro is good.
Yeah.
What was the other one? Oh, Skeleton Knight was.
Yeah, I really like Skeleton Knight.
I like their outro. I got very fate vibes from it.
Yeah,
but I mean, good music still.
Yeah. Next up, Inspector Season 2 has been pushed back from this fall to the following winter season. The only reasoning given was due to various circumstances caused them to have to delay.
This is the second half of Season 2, right?
Nope, this is Season 2.
I'll tell you exactly why they delayed it.
Why is that?
Because if they came out with it in the fall, nobody would watch that shit.
Oh, 100%.
There's
too many good shows.
I say shit as in just referring to it as something.
No, I know
really like the first. I know I'm talking to the fans or the listeners. I really like the first season. I'm just saying there is so many big shows coming out in the fall.
Summer and fall. Yeah.
Winter's the right place to put it. Push your shit back. Yeah.
Winter's a good place to put it because I think that, it'll kind of
everyone's blowing their wad in the fall.
100%.
There's got to be somebody's got to take over the winter season, right? So
yeah.
Given
the only thing is like I don't know if Bleach is going to be continuous.
I hope
we
so.
still don't have any like detail on like the extent of how long they're going to run it.
If they run watch them run like 12 episodes.
That dude, don't even give me a year and a half. Don't even start with me on that. It's like, all right, another 10-year wait until we know.
It's gonna be Attack on Titan.
We just wanted to see the reception. Now we're gonna actually make the rest of the show.
Well, so that was my thing. Was like I thought if I was gonna compare it to anything, I was gonna say Attack on Titan, like 24 episodes or something.
Dude, it's fucking
do
Bleach.
Part 1, Part 2, Part 3.
They need to pull a One Piece. One Piece does it right for longer shows. Just keep coming out with the episodes every week until it's fucking done.
I mean, the main shonen for a while have done that. I mean, Black Clover did that. My Hero did that for a while.
My Hero never did that. My Hero's
the early My Hero stuff was relatively. They were like, I mean, they had like a little break, but it was the newer stuff. They take a while break, but
yeah,
like Black Clover did that. I mean, they ran on extensive amount of episodes before they.
Yeah, it was like 50 episodes a season or something like that.
We don't talk about Boruto.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Never heard of it.
Actually, have you seen the meme blowing up from that?
Which one?
Boruto, the newest Boruto episode.
Yeah, which meme?
With like him on the ground with like his face like fucking Boruto. Where he had like his jaw dropped and it was just terrible, god awful animation. Like the newest few episodes have been like god awful animation. Like they don't have money to animate at all.
I keep seeing the memes of like what we were hoping to see, like how what we were hoping Naruto would look like, Hinata, Kakashi, Sasuke, and what they actually look like in Boruto, and it just adds to the disappointment.
Yep, it's brutal. It's a brutal letdown.
Well, you already know that it's going to be a letdown as soon as they decide to fucking give you the dopest intro, and then just
dude,
don't even hint at anything for the next
when it
10
first
years.
came out, dude, I thought like the first scene was so badass.
Yep.
I was
Everybody
like,
did.
this is gonna be fire.
Yep.
3 episodes in, I was like, fuck
What
this
the
shit. I'm
fuck is
never
going
watching it again.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, now that we got our off-topic rant for the night, continue, Richie.
All right, sounds good. Mal, my anime list, partnered with a company called Manga Art, which is a website that shows people the in-depths and the processes behind creating manga from different studios. Their most recent ads have been showing off Bleach, saying passing down Bleach to the next millennium, showing the extensive process behind creating the Bleach manga. It's pretty cool. It's definitely a cool way to do it, and showing like there's not a lot of stuff that's easily accessible to like show how everything is made and what the process is from start to beginning. So it's really cool that they're doing this.
Well, so it was cool because I actually watched the videos online. There was like on the Manga Art website and shit, and like it's all the way down to like making the paper that is written that they like animated on, and like the very like classic ways that they go about it. And there's like the drawing aspects. They cover the drawing aspects and like the way the animators handle it and everything else, but they also like talk about like the people behind, like whether it's the cover art or like the way that like the actual physical copies made, or like the paper they draw on and this and that. Like there's just so much detail to it. And they talked about a few other like shows that they, but I mean, anybody who wants to know the process or wants to know everything, whether you like Bleach or not, Manga Art has a ton of information on it. MangaArt.jp, right? J-O-J.
It'll probably be JP.
JP. Dude, there's a ton of information. It's really cool if you're into that type of stuff. I saw the article and I was like, check it out. And then I ended up just like down a rabbit hole, you know. But
the thing that is bothering me, and I'm being real nitpicky here.
Oh boy.
Because I haven't heard anything about this, but from this visual, passing down Bleach to the next millennium. John, what's the next arc called?
Yeah, 1,000 Year Blood Work.
So if that's what this is referring to, genius.
Yeah, that's
if
what they
literally means passing it down to the next millennium, and it came out in the 21st century. I'm gonna be pissed because that's just stupid.
No. They did. They extended upon it in the article, but I'm glad you picked up on the reference. Anybody who doesn't know, the final arc in Bleach is called the 1,000 Year Blood War arc. So that's what they're referring to, is for the next 1,000 years. So it's a cool little homage,
Yeah, it's really nice.
It was either really clever or stupid. It was pissing me off.
Yes. It is a cool thing, yeah. Moving on in the news, we got a very cool topic. This is definitely going to be for our man Jake. Because if you get ready for summer,
Jake,
in celebration of the warm weather, the studios behind Mushoku Tensei
get that shit off my screen.
Summer statuette. Now we're gonna sit in this one. We're gonna enjoy this. So your reaction. He is for our people who are listening in. Jake is currently putting his hand up in front of his eyes so he can't look at the screen showing Eris.
Anybody
that bitch. She deserves 0 of my time. Damn. When the next season of Mushoku Tensei comes out, I'm skipping all her scenes.
That's really funny.
He's gonna send it to me, and you'd be like, "It's like that video the other day when you had to skip through all the fillers in Naruto." John, I need you to edit out every scene that Eris is in.
Exactly.
He's gonna get a 15-minute clip.
Or if forgot his name, main character,
Rudius.
Yeah, if Rudius is in the scene, just mute Eris's lines, cover her up with something like a picture of Rudius, so he's talking to himself, and then we can just leave it at that.
That would be really funny. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
But we'll move on so we can put Jake out of his misery.
Yeah, I was kind of enjoying it.
There's a new Twitter leak that announced, or My Isekai Life, sorry, I read the wrong piece of news, reveals a second trailer for their show and a July premiere date.
So their new trailer had a lot of slime in it.
Yeah, so
it's all about
I
the
saw
slime.
like a clip of it on Twitter, and it was like from the beginning of slime.
Yeah.
And it said my Isekai Life, and I was like, wait, isn't this slime?
It looks, yeah. I also thought it was slime when I first saw like the characters. Like, wait, what? What's going on?
I mean, it looks enjoyable. I mean, it definitely looks self-aware.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna watch it just because, you know.
Yeah,
it's fine. It's an Isekai. I'm gonna watch it.
I do.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to say that, but
all the slimes have different.
It's okay.
I love how all the slimes have different like things going on. Like one of them's got like sword marks on their eye. The other one has an eye patch. One of them's a plain one. Yeah.
I wonder if it'll be like the beginning of Shield Hero. You remember when God, I'm forgetting everyone's fucking name today.
Yeah, it'd be like
that. Who are you thinking of? Who's the character?
Shield Hero.
Naofumi.
When Naofumi opens up his cape and he's got all those like bubble monsters, like
and it just like it throws them at people.
Yeah,
those are really funny.
I don't know. The magic kind of looked really cool from the little bit I saw from the snippet of the trailer.
Yeah, for sure.
It should be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'll watch it. It's an Isekai.
Yeah.
Moving on to the right piece of news this time. There's a new Twitter leak announcing that Fire Force Season 3 is in the works. There's been no official studio announcements or confirmations, but it does seem likely because the manga has wrapped up over the past few months.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean
it was inevitable.
Yeah, it's going to come out now. Like, they're not going to not make the show.
This is one of those slept-on shows. 110%.
Dude, I remember when it first came out, I had no idea anything about it. Yeah. I just was looking for something to watch, turned on the first episode, and was immediately hooked.
Yep.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, it's a really good show.
So fucking good.
Yep. I think it's slept on so much as far as, you know.
Wow. Anyone who hasn't made it far enough into the show to see Maki, I understand. But if you've made it far enough to see Maki and you still don't like the show, you're a fucking idiot.
Either Maki or what's her name, the captain.
Oh, Princess Hibana.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, tell me that's not cool. Like.
If you've met Hibana and you don't like this show, stop watching.
You have issues.
Anime.
Or if you like meet Benny Maru. Benny Maru's a sick character.
No, we're talking about the waifus.
If we start talking
about, I'm out there for all audiences.
If we start talking about Benny Maru, we could take like 30 more minutes talking about how much of a badass he is.
100%.
Exactly. See, just trying to make sure people know.
But Princess,
I don't remember. I saw something about Benny Maru the other day, and I was just thinking to myself, God, he's so dope,
dude. Like, honestly,
him, dude.
One of my favorite. Anybody who hasn't seen this, you know what? Fuck it. I warned you earlier.
It's in the intro.
Yeah, we've dealt with enough spoilers.
If we're an hour and 15 minutes in, if they don't know that we're going to talk about spoilers.
Yeah, exactly. When him and Joker were fighting,
it's amazing.
The big fucking capital area there. That was like one of my favorite fights.
When they want to do a fight good, they do it.
Oh, they do it.
Like, it's just amazing. Yeah, they don't hold back, and it's so cool.
Like Shinra and his brother.
Oh yeah, that's one of the best fights of all time.
All time.
That animation was
insane.
So, and I read that in the manga. Because after the first episode, I read the entire manga.
Yeah, fair.
But seeing it animated was a completely different.
Yeah,
they did it so well. I don't know. It's one of the best executed fights. At best executed animated fights in recent memory.
It's probably one of my favorite visuals of all time. Just like I absolutely love it. But that wraps us up for the news for this week. So John, back to you, buddy.
Sheesh. Here we go.
I gave you plenty of time and only made a couple of mistakes.
Gave me time to drink. That's what you did. All right. On to our main topic. We cover it every single week. Top tier, steer clear. The last few weeks we did movies. We kind of talk about this every week, but we're switching back and forth. We're going to do 3 weeks of movies, 3 weeks of shows. I will say I do own the trash can for the last 3 weeks.
For the movies?
Yep, for the movies. Richie still has the trash can for the shows.
I'm always going to have that.
Yeah.
Hold on. Who has the crowns?
You and I think it's you and you.
For
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Or both.
Richie was close in the movies.
Yeah, he was very close.
It was like 0.2.
If I didn't rate my art and animation so low, I could have stolen it.
It was close.
But you didn't.
That's fair. It's all right.
But with that, we're returning for yet another week. Top tier, stay clear. Every week, we choose a show or movie. And we rate it on 3 different categories. Plot, characters, and then art/animation. Then we compared to shows that we've covered over previous weeks. Yeah, like I said, as you know, we did the last few weeks of movies. We cover Lupin the Third, Giamat's Blood Spray, Perfect Blue, and In This Corner of the World. It was a fun run of movies that we had going. A lot of emotions. But with that, we're also looping back to our shows. And no better show to start it off this week was a show choice of mine that I've been preaching for the last few weeks. Jake's been talking a lot of shit about for the last few weeks. 86. Quick little breakdown for you. It originally aired in April of 2021, so it's pretty new. Had an 11 episode run, and then a 2-part airing in October. The second part aired with another 12 episodes to finish out the story.
Before we go further, the story isn't over. This is only through volume 3 of the light novel. There's 11 currently out.
Oh, really?
They said that they were, I thought they said.
I don't know if they were going to make more of the anime. This is not the whole story, though.
Oh, just so I thought that they said this was it for the anime, but
it could be. But
it would be a good place to end it.
Yeah.
Like I said, they have.
It's a satisfying ending.
Yeah,
100%.
It'd be a great place to end it. But just
which I like hearing, Jake, because I was curious how you were going to like the ending. But we'll dive into that in a minute. Little bit of background for you guys.
Hold on.
Oh boy,
that pisses me off.
Let's get through the background.
I was gonna talk like I hated this show until I actually gave it a score, and I just gave it away.
Yeah. You pissed yourself off. You did it to yourself, so you can't even blame me. According to the Republic of San Magnolia, their ongoing war against the Jiadan Empire has no casualties. However, that is a mere propaganda. While the silver-haired Alba of the Republic's 85 sectors live safely behind protective walls, those of different appearances are interned in a secret 86 district faction known within the military as the 86. They are forced to fight against the Empire's autonomous legion under the command of the Republican handlers. Jeez, slurring already. General Milize is assigned to Major. Sorry, I rewatched the later one. She was general in the later ones, but is assigned to the Spearhead Squadron to replace their previous handler. Shunned by her peers for being a fellow 86 supporter, she continues to fight against the inhumane discrimination. Shine Nozin is the captain of the Spearhead Squadron, infamous for being the sole survivor of every squadron he's ever been in. He insists on shouldering the names and wishes of his fallen comrades. When the fates of these young souls from 2 different worlds collide, will it ignite the spark that lights their path to salvation, or will they burn themselves in the flames of despair?
Ooh.
This show sucked.
Brutal, man. 0 out of 10 animation. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I figured Jake was going to come in with this, attitude, but.
Well, Jake, has he led you astray? Has he finally given you a bad show?
Yeah, that's your big thing.
Let's answer that question.
You astray on this show?
Do I have to be honest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was good. I enjoyed it.
It's a good watch.
More than you thought you would.
I knew I would enjoy it, John. I just gave you a bunch of shit for the sake of giving you shit. Like I've said, you have never once suggested a show to me that I haven't really liked. So I knew I was going to like it. I just figured I should give you shit about it.
Yeah. Well, with that, we're going to start out right with it. The plot.
Hold on. Let me talk about the mech first.
Oh,
okay.
I figured I was going to wait until the animation, but all right.
I have to get this off first. I liked it.
Yeah.
It's not mech.
It's good.
It is not what I consider mech.
Thank
I think my hatred of mech stems from the Zords in Power Rangers. Because I always hated the Zord fights. And so humanoid robots don't sit right with me.
Mm-hmm.
Except for in Evangelion, which was much more story about like depression and stuff. And then Darling and the Franxx, but that's only because of 02. But other than that, I hate like all like serious humanoid mech stuff. This with the juggernauts and the spiders and stuff.
Yeah, it was very
really
much like
cool.
It was cool. Yeah, the way
It's
they
like,
did the
it's just
nice.
like an artillery battle with tanks.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, it's a tank battle, not
with
it's
a little
tank
like
anime,
faster
not
pace.
a mech anime.
Yeah.
Yeah. That being said, the plot. I gave it an 8.5. Me personally, like I said, so when I first started this, I mean, I tried watching this when it first dropped, like the original season it dropped in 2021 or whatever. I couldn't really make it through the first episode.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Like I said, the first episode was brutal. It was, I don't want to say brutal, but it really just didn't hit me the way I thought it was going to hit me.
Mm-hmm.
I waited a while. The second season had dropped already. They were pretty much done with the second half of the first season, I should say. And it had like blown up on a lot of like social media. And I was like, all right, maybe I'll give it a shot. What I will say is I prefer the dub big time over the sub in this.
100%.
I think the dub was very, very well done in this.
Yeah.
I tried the sub and I actually
character I didn't like in the dub.
Was it Federica?
Yes. She's the worst one.
I didn't like her. She pronounced her T's too well.
Yeah. But that being said, like I do like the dynamic that there's I like the it's gonna sound bad, but I like the discrimination between like the way that it was portrayed. They dive a little deeper into it in the second half because the way that they end the first half is basically they go off on their own. Everybody in the Spearhead Squadron was supposed to die. That's just how the Spearhead Squadron was supposed to be. It's where everybody's sent off to die in the 86. If they're doing too well in their squadron, or if
they're becoming a beacon of hope for other 86, that's their execution.
Yep. They get sent to the Spearhead Squadron because they're meant to die along with the hope of rebellion.
Yeah, on the long reconnaissance mission that never is supposed to return.
Yes. And so like the fact that they got their escape was beautiful. I love the way that they handled it. And then it turned dark for a while there. But and then I like the fact that they kind of, for the whole first season, you really only know of I keep saying first season. For the whole first half of the first season, you really only know of this country.
It's like the Attack on Titan. When you don't know anything else in the world. You think the world's gone.
You know the other empire that like they're had fallen, and then that's where so pretty much the enemies that they're facing are fallen, like
fallen mechs that have been taken over by central UI,
UI, yes.
AI, and not UI.
So pretty much
what is it from
anybody
Terminator?
Who dies,
Skynet. They're battling Skynet,
pretty much. But the main Shine, the main captain of the Spearhead Squadron. Reaper. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He's known that way because he always carries parts of the mechs of the people he's fought with. And he always, the enemies take the brains of whoever they kill, and that's how they keep their army alive. So everybody they kill, they take the brain of the human that was piloting these other mechs, and it goes into their psyche, and the AI runs off of that. And so he's known to take out a pistol and shoot his squad mates in the head so that their brains can't be taken and used against everybody else.
Yeah.
Which is dark. The whole first half.
Dark shit.
It's a dark
shit. This
Only
has some
5
very
people
dark
live from the squad. Like,
yes. You know, every time you feel like you're starting to grasp certain characters you like, sucks to suck. They're gonna die.
Yeah. Especially in the first half.
Yeah. A lot of the people you meet in the beginning don't survive.
I was upset with the Asian girl. It was so long ago, I forgot her name. The one who really first had that conversation with Lena.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking
and
about.
Died like literally the next day.
Yeah. Yes.
The two
Slots or something like that. I forget.
Yeah, that was her code name. It's like
the
Kirei or something.
Yeah.
The couple too.
Oh yeah, only having one of them survive was brutal.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
They weren't a couple.
Not a couple.
They weren't officially,
I mean.
but you know what they were going
Yeah. When she cried after he died, it was very emotional.
Yes.
Sure. Dude, Fido is
Fido
is the best character in the show.
100%.
Oh my god, when you don't think he's coming back, it's like oh my god.
Then he gets the upgrade.
Yeah. Then he
but I do like the way that they handled like the other countries too. I mean, they took him in precautiously. You know, they kind of didn't know how to deal with him, and then tried giving him a life that was outside the battlefield. But you see the PTSD aspect to it too.
You could tell they were not comfortable.
They weren't happy living there. I mean, it hits home for a lot of people too. You know.
Yeah.
That's the thing that people generally deal with as far as like coming back from war. You know, they don't know how to live a normal life, no matter whether it's handed to them on a silver platter or not.
They have to readjust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about like the brother? I like the whole brother dynamic in the beginning.
It was all right.
It's interesting.
You know, I think they kind of
it's a classic
the second half, but
yeah, it's a classic trope. I feel like it's just something that's like it helps like reinforce the themes and everything, but like family members turning evil and like having to like quote unquote save your family members from that type of stuff.
So the only part
it's like pretty
I like that it was like a little dark in the same aspect. Like I could understand if it was like, all right, he was in the military, his brain was taken, and like it just became part of the enemy. But like all the bad memories that he just like
that's what made it better. That was the unique
remembers from like his brother blaming him for his parents' deaths and like strangling him to death, and that's why he can hear everybody's voices.
That shit was wild.
Whatever
they flashbacks like made me like I didn't like him.
Yeah,
it was very uncomfortable in my opinion.
I thought it made no sense at all.
Really?
Yeah. The brother going insane, and then he's only portrayed, except for in that scene, he's only portrayed as a really good guy. Then out of nowhere in that scene, he kills his little brother who he cares about the most. And here's the kicker. He strangles him. So why the fuck is there such like that scar on his neck? How the hell did that happen?
Yeah. I understand
a weird
the
scar
aspect,
to get from being strangled.
It's like a burn scar.
Yeah. So that makes absolutely zero sense to me. Fine, it pushes along the plot. It gives Shin some shit to think about, but that makes zero sense to me. I think it would have been better if that wasn't a part of the story and it was just him trying to rescue his brother.
Yeah. The one thing I do like is like Shin's mental stability, like fading as like the show continues. Like he doesn't know like how to process everything, and he's just like dives deeper into like the war itself.
Well, no, it's not that he doesn't know how to process it. It's that he doesn't process anything.
Yes.
Yeah. And he wants to shoulder all of the problems. He wants to be the one man carrying up the world. Or holding the world.
I like that.
No, he feels like he needs to be because everyone else is going to leave him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is where Milise shows up.
I was pissed. Hold on. Let's just
wait,
hold on. Let's
we haven't even dove in it. All right, Jake, how do you feel about where do you sit on this?
On the plot?
Yeah.
A 9. All right, about Lena. I was pissed, and I see why. I never wanted to watch this show because everyone in the summer, everyone was talking about how the second half sucked compared to the first. Here's why I think it sucked compared to the first. Because we got like a total of 20 minutes of Lena.
True.
She was like the most relatable character in my opinion.
Yeah, she is the best character in the show. I really enjoyed, following Shin and the other members of the Spearhead, with their journey and blah blah blah. But what the fuck happened to Lena?
Yeah, and I liked what they were doing with her and like the resistance to an extent. Like before, like the city ended up getting attacked. Like she was starting her own like resistance against like the higher ups and like going and doing her own thing. Yeah.
But we only see the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
What about the fucking middle?
Yeah.
It'd be cool. Yeah.
Anyways, I gave the plot a 9. I'm getting a little off track here. I gave the plot a 9. I thought it was really good. I liken the San Magnolia Empire to kind of like Nazi Germany.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the Aryan race, and then the other people were subhuman. They hadn't evolved like the Aryan race, or they hadn't evolved like the Alba. I don't know, man. I thought it was really good. The politics were really good. The dichotomy between the 86th district and the 1st district. I think the first half of the show was significantly better than the second.
Yeah.
Yes.
The second half wasn't boring. It wasn't as interesting as the first half.
Yeah, you couldn't like enjoy the characters as much as like I don't think I enjoyed the characters as much in the second half.
Yeah.
Like they introduced a lot of new people, but like I don't think I like enjoyed the way it was portrayed as well as.
Yeah. What's it called? Fuck. Richie, carry on.
Do you want me to give my score? Yeah. I give the score an 8. I kind of disagree with you. I think parts of the second half were pretty boring that I barely cared about. I wish I could have skipped like 1 or 2 of those episodes. Like some of those like setup episodes, I think it was cool to see some of the dynamics behind everything, but I just couldn't care. Like I don't care for that type of stuff. I would rather just see them fight it out, and then I would rather see more at the end, like what they do after they all meet up again and stuff like that.
So you don't like any like the sub?
No, I like some of the subplots, but like just some of the stuff when they're like prepping the mission and like talking about what they're gonna do. It's like, all right, we already know it's gonna be like.
There was a lot more exposition in the second half.
Yeah,
exactly.
About what was going
on them for like 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah,
there was some of the exposition that definitely needed to be there, but I feel like some of it just was. Like,
but a lot of it was repetitive.
Yeah, exactly.
I do like some of the smaller aspects that they threw in there, like the hobbies or like things that they generally would have liked to do if they were normal people.
Yeah, that was cool. I enjoyed that.
But yeah, they didn't need to extend it for 3 episodes.
Yeah, exactly.
I was really pissed for about 90% of the final episode. Because I don't know if you noticed, about 5 minutes into the final episode, they played the credits.
That was really BS. I was like, what is going on?
And I was like,
wait a second. Think they were going to see her.
Yeah. I was like, wait a second. You're not going to end this shit without them reuniting.
Yeah.
If that happened, I would hate this show.
100%.
I would score it a 0 in all counts.
Yeah.
And then after that, I clicked the button. I was like, oh, wait, there's still a fucking half episode. Why are we watching the credits? And then it goes over to Lena's side. Blah, blah, blah. Then the credits fucking roll. And I'm like, wait a second. You're going to do this to me again? And then finally they meet at the end. It was a really satisfying ending.
Yep.
I would be happy really cool if they never came. I mean, I'd like to see more, but I'd be happy if they never came back. I'm happy with the ending.
Yeah. I don't want them to come out with more and ruin it. It's kind of where I stand on it.
We don't want a shield hero.
Yes. I feel like
it's not ruined yet, but it's heading that way.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, with that, we'll slide right into the characters. Kind of sitting in the same spot here with an 8.5, 8.5. I think some people could have gotten a little bit more of a shining light, whether it was the first or the second season.
Core.
What was that?
He's never going to get it right. Just let him do it.
First or second core.
Yeah, I know. You thought there was 5 seasons, so when we were talking about it the other day.
Well, that's because Crunchyroll has the dub as season 1 and the subtitle as season 2.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. We kind of talked about it here or there. I like the way that some of the characters were developed and played out. Some of them needed a little bit of work, but I generally liked the characters through and through. So, Jake,
I give the characters a 6. For me, Fido was the best character, but Lena and Shin. Lena was the only really good character in the show, and we didn't see her for half the fucking show. Yeah, Shin was. Don't get me wrong. Anyone who watches this shit knows I love badass characters.
Yeah,
and he was badass the entire show, but he had no growth or character arc or anything until the last 2 episodes, which made him a good character by the end. But for the whole show, he was severely lacking.
I know, he had his moments.
I know he had his moments, but still.
And every time he had his moments towards the right aspects, he got thrown deeper into the depths of what was going on.
Yeah.
I just think he didn't change at all after he killed his brother. Nothing changed until the last 2 or 3 episodes for him. And then by the end of the show, he's a really good character.
Yeah, he definitely turns out in the end to be an amazing character, the transformation and stuff.
But yeah.
For the most, like you said, it's kind of a very rapid transformation.
Yeah. Every other character in the show didn't do it for me. They were kind of generic. There was the 4 other 86 that made it to the end. They were good characters, but there just wasn't enough for them to be really interesting. They were just kind of there.
One thing I wish they kind of hashed up a little bit was what's her name? The other one in the 86 who always had a crush on.
Yeah.
Shane.
Her
I don't remember her name.
Kiko? It begins with a K. I don't know.
Yeah.
Kiko, something like that. But they had talked about that the whole first season. They kind of inklinged at it a little bit in the second season. Second core.
There you go.
But then it kind of just fell off a bit.
Yeah. And
until the
end,
I get
why she likes Lena, because Lena is not the normal white pig.
Yeah.
But they made a very concentrated effort to make it to where her parents were used as target practice by the Albas, and she has the most reason to hate them. But it's never really touched on since then.
Yeah, they're all their backstories. I think they mention all 5 of their backstories in 30 seconds and then never talk about it again.
I think they're just there to support Shin's growth.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
And while that makes Shin a much better character, it doesn't make them good characters.
Yeah. I gave the characters a 7.5. I think for many of the reasons that Jake said, I enjoyed them though. I think the supporting characters were nice. It definitely I wish we just could have gotten more of the characters. Yes, it definitely helped make the plot very drive the plot with all those people dying, but it would have been cool just to know maybe a little bit here or there. You only know a couple of character traits about some, and then some you don't even hear them speak. It felt you know what I mean? You'd hear them one word and that was it, and they were dead.
Yeah, and they didn't have any character arcs.
Yes. Yeah,
they were the same in the beginning as they were at the end.
There's only one character arc, and that was Lena. That was it.
No, there's 2. Shin, which we followed the whole time, and then Lena, the most interesting character arc that we didn't even get to see.
Yeah, we saw the beginning, like you said, we saw the beginning and the end, and we didn't see any of that middle. When she became when she became a badass.
She became a really good character when the Asian girl died and Theo yelled at her like, why didn't you never even asked our names.
Yeah,
that's when she really became a good character.
Yeah, that was amazing. That scene, I loved that scene.
Yeah.
Well, with that, we'll slide right into the last part here. Animation. I give it a 9. I mean, I think that even like the background aspects were just like very well done. They had some like really shining moments that weren't even like action related. I mean, I think the action was very well done, especially for a mech show. But I think like
we're not calling this a mech show. It's not a mech show.
I mean,
you're gonna make
for
me
the
hate
mech
it.
Fighting. How about that?
Yes.
For the robot spider fighting.
For the tank fights. How about that? We'll just say tank fights.
The artillery battles.
But like I think a lot of the backdrops and like just the scenario is like especially in the first core. I think the first core did it right because it was more like open areas. Like it was like open fields, it was the water, it was like all these areas that were surrounding San Magnolia. The second half was more of like city based, which I don't think grasped a lot of like the aspects as much. I liked more of like the woods and the fields and everything else, like the way it was portrayed. But I mean, I like the way it was done. Some like very like standout-ish scenes, like the end of the first core when you thought everybody was dead, and then she shows up with the artillery barrage coming out of nowhere.
Yeah,
like
that was crazy,
wild type stuff. But like
even
like the fighting was
like
crazy well done.
In the field where it goes from all blue to all red, like that's great. That's just such a beautiful scene.
Oh, that was just copy and paste from episode 12 of season 1 of Tokyo Ghoul. Tell me that's not what you thought when that was happening.
I can't lie about it, but hey, doesn't that mean if it's so good in that show, that the fact that it's still so good in a whole other show, doesn't that just show you?
Yeah. I think what was good about that is it turned red and she has that red streak in her hair.
Yeah.
Hold on, before I forget, it doesn't touch on this. I really fucking hope that those 3 guys drinking all the time in like the base in District 1, I really hope they
died. Yep,
they there's no way they didn't die. You know what I mean? There's no way the creator of the story would make it where they lived.
I would like to have seen them die.
Yeah. Oh, it would have been great.
They might have like that. I don't know. They showed like a lot of dead bodies that could have happened. Like we could have just not even noticed it. Like after like the city got overtaken.
Can't even recognize them when they're not drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking assholes. Jake, how'd you feel about the animation?
I give it a 7. There was a few moments. I think most of the animation was pretty standard. Nothing stand out, nothing bad. I thought the Legion had really bad animation.
Very
and then
copy and paste.
Generic, yes.
Yeah,
copy and paste, yes.
And then I thought that only Shin and the other 4 survived for the entire show. Only Shin and the other 4 surviving 86 had really good animation. Everyone else pretty mid.
Yeah, it was like you could tell who was going to survive.
But the animation for Shin and the rest of them was phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I like that they kind of like fell into their own classes, I guess you could say. Like they all had their own roles.
Yes.
Toward like,
well, the thing that pissed me off was you didn't even know that until the end of the show.
Until you
got some hint about like halfway through the second core. The
second core, once they all got their own custom, like, well, so that's part of it too, was like, I mean, they didn't get the good equipment when they were in San Magnolia. They got shit equipment because they were meant to die.
Yeah.
So like until they got into that new country, none of them had the equipment or vehicles to be able to have that type of role in the first place.
I get that. It just came out of nowhere. It's like the first one was the red-haired girl with a sniper. I was like, wait, she's a sniper?
Yeah.
Since when?
Well, I mean, when you're given the exact same thing, the only one that had a different thing was Shin's
No, because she was the sniper.
Anju
Theo was the like cityscape, like jumping around, grappling.
Yeah.
Anju was the missile barrage.
Yeah.
Raiden
was
Raiden.
I think he was just another more
support.
Generic.
Yeah.
He was more support. He had a bigger gun. It was like more. He didn't have like the little guns. He had like one bigger gun.
Yeah.
It was more boxy at the time. And then Shin was
just the Reaper with the blades and shit.
Yeah.
I gotta say, sorry, Richie.
No, please go
ahead. I gotta say, Reaper is a dope name.
Yeah.
Dope nickname. And in the sub, it's Shinigami, also a dope nickname.
That's so sick.
Like if I were gonna be, like a soldier or something, Reaper would be a pretty sick tag to have.
Yeah, it's definitely up there. But what I was saying was I really like one of the good things. I give the art and animation a 7.5. One of my favorite scenes though was, we kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, was those PTSD scenes where they're coming back in the city and they like the camera like, as you can see, it's very set to where all 5 of the people from the squadron are all like away from everyone else. It's like you're looking at them, looking at everyone else. And by the end, where they definitely change and they're a lot more colorful, like with Theo with actually drawing in color and stuff like that. It was really nice. I like that type of change.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was like adding everything up here.
No, it's fair.
He doesn't even care to listen, Richie.
It's okay. I'm talking to you, Jake, not John.
Well, I didn't want like an awkward silence for an extended period of time while I was adding up all the fucking scores.
No, it's good. It's good. You should do it while the last person's talking. What's the final rating?
7.9.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's top tier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would definitely recommend this to people.
I didn't expect too much higher than that. I thought it was.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I think it was really good. I don't agree with how bad the articles I read last summer made it seem.
No,
but I do agree that the first half of the show is better than the second half.
Yeah, the first half is much stronger.
Except for the last like 20 seconds of the last episode. That was awesome.
Yeah, 100%. Well, let's take a photo together. Awesome. Great moment.
Yeah.
And then being reunited with Whitey.
Yes. Yeah, that was, oh my God. Or whatever, yeah. All those goddamn different names. Midnight.
You got Whitey, Midnight, and then you got Fido, and then the group back together meeting Lena for the first time. That was such a wholesome moment.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a great way to end.
I'm all in for just keeping it the way it is.
Yeah. We've talked about it. It'd be fine. That's how it ended.
Which I thought it was. That's why I kind of put it on the list, but
it's definitely portrayed as the end.
Yes. And I don't know how they kind of chopped it along as far as the manga was concerned, or the web, whatever it was.
Manga.
I don't know how they what they did or didn't include as far as the manga was concerned, but it's not as bad as you made it seem, right?
I didn't make it seem bad.
Well, you just like to talk shit. Just put it that way. Yeah.
Well, I still stand by what I said. The show sucks.
Yeah. You'll say that until, all the way till the end.
Yeah.
But with that, moving into our draft, I did it. Don't worry, Richie. I took care of it.
I can't hear anything. I don't know if I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on.
Jesus.
My headphones died.
All right. Well, let's get a start on the draft while Richie is.
Oh man, I gotta get better about this. Hold on, let me look at last week. Let me look at the
You didn't post it on Facebook, I don't think.
No, because I put it up late, so I didn't really get a chance to. Richie, Jake, me.
Nice.
Richie's not back in yet. Of course, it's Richie who gets it after he can't hear, and he has to choose our order here.
What I heard was Jake, John, Richie.
Yeah. Hey. I don't know if I still want to give you first.
Well, you did get last, John. Take what you can get.
Yeah. Are we back in, Rich? Huh? Really just got to get some corded ones, Never have to deal with this issue.
I've got wireless, but it's got like the USB fob that it connects to.
Yeah. I always just run corded, so I don't have to deal with the issues. I dealt with wireless ones for a while, and
with the fob, I don't have any issues. With my Xbox, I have the Bluetooth one, and that is like goes in and out while I'm listening. I have to restart it.
Yeah.
Like rewind 10 seconds every episode.
Early episodes, mine would just
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear us?
Sorry. Yeah, I finally, dude, my headphones just died, so I had to like charge it real quick.
I know we're talking shit about you for the whole time.
Richie, you came in last in the draft.
Oh, oof.
No, Richie, you came in first.
What, dude? I don't even know what I drafted last week.
You had some of like that more like Naruto and
that'll do it.
Well, I think before we dive too into this, hold on. Yeah. We're running it back. I know we did an early episode. We didn't do it with Richie, so we're running it back. Our favorite fights in anime, part 2. This week's draft. Now you can tell us, Richie. What order are we doing?
We're going Jake, John, Richie. That's what we're going.
Solid. Fuck John.
Always in the sandwich.
Uh-oh. Ichigo versus Aizen.
Ugh. Really? Versus Aizen?
Nope. Okiura.
Fucking A, I should have shut my mouth.
You really screwed yourself on that one. That's all you, dude.
I've never seen it.
It's just like, I didn't even think about it. I just naturally said, really? Versus Aizen?
Well, I have versus Okiura on my list, but I figured you would pick Aizen, so.
No, Okiura is Ichigo, 10 times better.
Yeah, Ichigo versus Okiura. Fuck you, John.
Fucking A. Naruto versus Sasuke.
1 or 2?
I think 2 was more well animated.
Yeah, Shippuden.
Yeah,
it's fair.
Richie, you get 2.
We're gonna go good old Kaneki versus Jason.
I knew it was coming.
I gotta think about this one. Where do I want to go with my second one?
I have one of my favorites on here, but neither of you will even think to choose it, so I'm not even worried about it. It'll be my last pick. It's actually going to be on my movie list for next time. So
we're gonna go with All Might versus All for One.
Oh, okay.
I was tempted to just pick a random One Piece one that I know nothing about, just to spite Jake. But
yeah, I figured. Well, here's the thing. I knew you haven't gotten to any of the really good fights.
Yeah.
But even if you took one of them, Richie, there's
too many good ones. Yeah, I wanted to take the one. I was trying to figure out which one you would want the most, and I said I don't care.
I've talked about it multiple times on this podcast.
Yeah, but I don't think I want to do it to you. I think it'll be nice.
I'm gonna do Endeavor versus Nomu.
It's a good one.
I was gonna choose the All Might versus Nomu one, but I think the Endeavor one was better.
The Endeavor one was significantly better.
Yeah, for sure.
The All Might one was just like the first real dope fight we got.
It was either gonna be that or the one versus the fucking serial killer there.
Oh,
I forget his name. The muscle guy.
No. The guy with the fucking guy with the knife.
Blade? No, Blade's too generic of a name.
Oh,
in the alleyway there.
Oh, fuck. The hero killer.
Yeah. Stain. That's what it is.
Jinx.
Yeah. As soon as you said the hero killer, I knew what you were. I immediately knew.
I'll save One Piece for last because I got a lot of options. Shinra versus Sho.
That's fair. We talked about that one.
Fire Force, yeah. So many options. Netero versus Miriam.
Oh. Following along a theme, I'm gonna go Gon versus Hisoka.
Okay. I think I'm gonna do Levi versus the Kenny Squad. That's just too good.
Yeah, that's sick.
And Tanjiro versus Rui, the spider.
Where do I want to go with this? I know what my last one's gonna be. Let's go Saitama versus Boros.
Good one.
Are these my last two?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kakashi versus Obito.
It's a good one.
Be a great one.
And Luffy versus Katakuri.
That was the one I was thinking about.
I was thinking of. Yep.
Because when I was looking up lists, that was the one that popped up the most.
Yeah, that's my favorite fight.
I don't think either of you are going to know this, but No Name versus Liu Lang. Sword of the Stranger.
Nope.
It's going to be on my movie list, so it's like one of the my favorite animated fucking.
I've seen scenes from it and it looks dope. I just never actually watched it.
Oh boy, I have so many options.
Could have chose what you call it.
I think I'm going to go Spike versus Vicious. The ending of Cowboy Bebop.
That's one of my favorite endings to any show ever.
Oh, it's so good. It's the perfect ending for that show as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think maybe it's a solid maybe one or two of those we picked for on the same list as the beginning.
What do you mean?
I think when we did this originally, I think maybe one or two of those fights that we talked about in this draft were repeats.
I definitely had Luffy versus Katakuri.
Yeah, I was one of them. And I think Naruto versus the Kakashi versus Obito.
Obito. Yeah, those are some of the greatest
fights.
And the
Momoshiki fight. There's no way you didn't pick the Momoshiki fight.
We picked the Momoshiki fight, but we didn't do it in this draft.
Yeah. No, didn't we?
No, I did Naruto versus Sasuke.
I didn't pick any Naruto.
I was thinking you picked Naruto and Sasuke.
No, Naruto versus Sasuke.
Oh, well, that's a missed opportunity.
No, I mean, I think the emotional depth to that fight was more than the Momoshiki fight. I love the
Momoshiki fight has the best animation, though.
Yes. Yeah.
That's fair.
With that, that's our draft for this week. I think that's about all I got.
Boys, we're about to hit 2 hours. Or can we do it?
Have we hit 2 hours before?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Oh, we have?
What's the longest?
I think the first one that we did with Richie.
I thought that was an hour 45 or
John,
hour 50.
Real quick, check how long the longest episode is.
Anchor. Episodes. 144, 146, 151 was the one that we did with Richie.
That's what I was saying. I thought it wasn't. I don't think it was 2 hours.
Well, I was gonna say I could make this go another 15 minutes with the outro, but since we're already
Perfect
there,
Blue was 157.
Oh, so we're good.
Nice.
We're already over it.
Anyways, that was episode 29 of the Anime Happy Hour podcast. Episode 29. Next week is our 30th episode, boys.
Nice work.
Wild to think.
And some of you have been here with us from the beginning.
Respect.
Yeah. And those just joining us now at our 100th episode, you'll be with us. This is pretty much the beginning. Once we get to 1,000, this is nothing.
Exactly.
Or we become like the Joe Rogan podcast and have thousands of episodes.
Yeah, it's just another week.
But Anyways, check us out on YouTube. We got a lot of content up on YouTube. We're pretty close to monetizing as well. We're doing K-pop reactions. Me and Richie are actually going to the Stray Kids concert in Newark at the end of June. So I'm going to be preparing him for that.
Watch our journey
for the next
Stray
2
Kids.
months. Yeah. And then John's going to be along for the ride. We're doing TikTok reaction compilations. We're doing trailer reactions. In the future, we're going to be doing tier lists. If you have any ideas, hit us up at our email, animehappyhour 951@gmail.com. Hit us up on Facebook, Anime Happy Hour Pod 03.
We got one in the works right now, so that's going to be an extensive video too. It's probably going to be well over an hour. So
yes,
check it out. I mean, if you have any ideas for drafts, please send us ideas for the drafts. We're really floundering here.
We literally figured it out 5 minutes before.
Or ideas for other segments we could replace the draft with, or interchange it with. We really want this to be interactive. You guys can help us out, give us ideas, anything you want.
If you want us to go longer, let us know. If you want us to go shorter, let us know. We'll figure it out.
Well,
we can make it.
With all due respect to you, our beloved listeners, if you want us to go shorter, go fuck yourself.
If you want us to go longer, we can extend our. We can dive a little deeper on some of the news or whatever. We can make it last a little longer if you need us to.
Yeah. And so check us out on Spotify. We got the video up on Spotify now.
Yep.
I'm not exactly sure how that works. John's the Spotify guy, but apparently you can watch our video on Spotify.
Yep.
Is it the same on Google Podcasts?
Probably Google Podcasts doesn't do it yet. Nope.
I think it's only Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can check us out on Spotify, Google Podcasts. Our Anchor page has all of our links. It's been a pleasure for the past 8 months, hanging out with you guys, putting out almost 30 episodes. We're getting into our stride now. Let us know if you have any recommendations, any shows or movies we should do, any draft ideas, segment ideas. If you hate our podcast, don't listen to it. If you like our podcast, we really appreciate it. See you next week.
It is, Jake.
Yeah, exactly.
Great ending, Jake.
Love it. All right, boys. Peace.
See ya.